Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Sam Evans, and this is the Electric Singularity. Full disclosure, I own around about $40,000 of Tesla stock, so my beliefs could potentially be impartial. However, I try to be as impartial as possible. Now, I don't just recommend you buy Tesla stock, but I highly recommend BYD. In fact, I have them on par as the two most likely companies to successfully lead the market into the coming full electric revolution that I believe will be complete by 2030. When I say that, I don't believe there will be any petrol or diesel vehicles on the market for sale or that will be selling at all by 2030. And I believe the two biggest companies that are going to get us there are Tesla and BYD. Now, interestingly, Tesla consumed more lithium than BYD, VW, Renault, and Audi combined in 2020. I believe that will be set. That will be a trend that will be followed in 2021. According to data from Adamas Intelligence, Tesla went Pac-Man on lithium in 2020. This is to be expected as Tesla was the leading seller of electric vehicles by a wide margin. The world plug-in vehicles sales, top brands, Tesla, 108,000 in March 2021. SGMW sold 42,652. Volkswagen sold 31,885. BMW sold 28,530. Mercedes 25,286. BYD 23,484. Volvo 20,124. SAIC 16,452. Audi 15,838. Renault 13,260. Great Wall 13,057. Kia 12,866. Peugeot 12,247. Toyota 10,226. Hyundai 10,218. Ford 8,193. Nissan 7,741. NIO 7,449. GAC 7,000. And Chery 5,638. Now those are all full electric vehicles. World plug-in vehicles, top brands from January to March 2021. Now those figures were from March. These figures now are from January to March 2021. So for the first quarter of 2021, Tesla sold 184,500, SGMW 102,574, BMW 66,494, Volkswagen 59,732, BYD 53,608, Mercedes 52,145, Volvo 46,856, SAIC 42,460, Audi 33,845, Great Wall 30,730. Now, you've probably seen these numbers and thinking to yourself, well, some of these other manufacturers are making a lot of electric cars. Why is Tesla consuming so much lithium? Well, the reason is because Tesla's vehicles are all electric only, whereas a number of the vehicles here in this list include plug-in vehicles which have a battery and an ICE power plant in them. So obviously those batteries are often much, much smaller than the batteries in Tesla's fully electric vehicles. Therefore, Tesla ends up consuming far more lithium when compared car versus car. So this gets us to how much lithium did Tesla actually consume in 2020? And makes you wonder, how much will they need in 2021? Well, in 2020, Tesla actually consumed 18,700 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. All of those batteries went into its newly sold EVs. This amount of lithium was more than the following four EV makers used combined: BYD, Volkswagen, Renault, and Audi. I believe BYD's sales will dramatically increase over the coming 12 months due to them having 6 new models, all deploying BYD's new Plaid battery, which I believe the market knows is a good product. Toyota's using it, Hyundai's using it. The market knows it's a good product. Therefore, I believe the sales of BYD will dramatically increase. The sales of BYD will also dramatically increase based on price, and they make very good looking cars. You've got to admit, pretty much all of their cars, they were styled by an ex-Audi head designer. You can see it. They look cool. And that's important. The data reflected that in total, 67% of Tesla's lithium consumption in 2020 was driven solely by the Model 3. The Model Y ate up 17%, and the remaining 16% of Tesla's lithium consumption was split up between the Model S and Model X. If you look at the regional data, 47% of Tesla's lithium consumption last year was in the Americas. The Asia Pacific region ate up 34%, and Europe took 19%. Now, guys, remember, Elon Musk is predicting that by the end of 2022, there's a good chance the Tesla Model Y will be the world's top-selling vehicle. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe in 2023 that's more likely, but it does suggest that Elon, he knows the demand for the Model Y is there, and he realizes that once Tesla can provide enough vehicles to satisfy that demand, I mean, let's be honest, they're not going to be able to provide enough vehicles to satisfy that demand potentially for 5 years, but at least produce a heck of a lot more Model Y vehicles than they made in 2020, then they're going to significantly increase the amount of lithium they need for Model Y, in fact, for the entire company. During the first 3 quarters of 2020, all of Tesla's lithium consumption was in the form of lithium hydroxide, according to the data. The release of the made-in-China Model 3 standard range vehicles that are powered by LFP cells from CATL changed that statistic in the final quarter, dropping the 100% share down to 84%. I find it very interesting that Tesla has chosen to use these lithium phosphate cells from CATL, which are actually quite similar to the cells that BYD use in the Plaid battery. Clearly, lithium phosphate batteries actually are ideal for cars, ideal for situations in which there could be fires. Lithium phosphate batteries are much less likely to catch on fire. Also ideal for applications where the battery is going to be charged a lot of times, and you really want to really focus on minimizing battery degradation. Lithium phosphate cells are excellent in terms of minimizing battery degradation. As a result of all this lithium use from Tesla and other car companies, Sichuan Yahua will double lithium output. Proactive investors noted that Sichuan Yahua, which is a supplier of Tesla's and also Core Lithium's largest shareholder, recently announced that it would double its lithium output. Core and Yahua signed a building offtake agreement for Core to supply 75,000 tons per annum of lithium spodumene concentrate. The company noted that it planned to invest to increase the output of its yarn plant from 20,000 tons per annum to 50,000 tons per annum of battery-grade lithium hydroxide. In December 2020, Yahua and Tesla signed an agreement for Tesla to purchase $630 million to $880 million of battery-grade lithium hydroxide over a period of 5 years. Core can help this by meeting a significant portion of Yahua's lithium concentrate supply requirements for the yarn plant. Both signed the agreement for Core to supply 75,000 tons per annum of lithium spodumene concentrate. Global demand for lithium and the future of lithium. Now, a lot of people are concerned we won't have enough lithium for what the world needs. Currently, we don't. We simply don't have enough lithium for what the world needs. Thus, the reason Elon has been begging the miners to mine more lithium and supplying and signing contracts with a wide number of miners globally for lithium supply over the coming decade. Proactive investors pointed out that Core is the most advanced new Australian lithium developer, leading supply of new global lithium production during a time when the global demand is accelerating. Core's 100% owned Finniss project is one of the most capital-efficient lithium projects in Australia. The article emphasized the fact that the demand for lithium is accelerating leads to this next thought from Data Center Dynamics, which published an article focused on understanding the future of lithium. The fact is that the world will need a hell of a lot of lithium if data centers plan to look to batteries for UPS systems, microgrids, and more resilient grid and vehicles increasingly electrify. Currently, the lithium market is still a little bouncy, filled with boom and bust cycles, regional power dramas, and constant conflicting reports on future demand. Predicting what the industry should expect is a bit tricky. Bloomberg NEF's battery metals analyst Sharon Mustry shared her thoughts in this article. So, up until around 2015, lithium was a chemical used mostly for other things that weren't batteries, she explained. And then the market realized, actually, electric vehicles and energy storage are going to be extremely important. And this is our main market. So they started focusing on battery-grade chemicals and shifting all of their mindset and strategy to meet the demand coming from these markets. Prices began to rocket, with lithium producers adding more capacity, raising money, and building new mines. And then that led to the market realizing a bit after the fact that they had overbuilt and there was a bit of excess capacity. So prices came down from a peak in 2017. Musk noted that as this steady decline continued for years, suddenly COVID hit and almost all of the markets suffered under the pandemic, including the lithium market. Some prices reached their costs, and this caused some producers to close down their mines, cut back on production, and delay expansion projects. However, this could be seen as a good thing as it helped the market stabilize. She pointed out that this decade there is an estimate of around 8x growth in the lithium market, and Tesla predicted about around 15 times higher than that growth estimate. She pointed out that both numbers could be wrong 9 years from now. I highly disagree with her. I believe Tesla have way more of an idea of the demand the market needs, and they've thought through this way more than any analyst has. I believe that Tesla is correct and will be 15 times higher than what the growth estimate is, or potentially even more than that. A 21st century gold rush. As the world installs more and more wind power and solar power, as well as putting millions more electric vehicles on the road, all supported by lithium ion or lithium phosphate batteries, I think that Tesla's lithium consumption is just the start of what I call the 21st century gold rush. I've written about this before, I've talked about this before, and I believe we're about to enter into a situation that mirrors both the 1848 gold rush and the 1859 birth of the oil industry. Tesla's Pac-Man style of consuming lithium is just the beginning and a fairly visible marker of the rush that is going to happen. Tesla's real money may not lie solely in its vehicles, but in its battery business. I believe Tesla's valuation, while it looks high at a PE of 670, is actually a fair value. The reason for this, I believe it's highly likely the entire energy industry globally will be impacted by a complete 100% change from fossil fuel to renewable energy production. At the present time, solar costs 2 cents per kilowatt hour, whereas coal costs 6 cents per kilowatt hour. As batteries become cheaper, solar becomes cheaper. Solar declined in price by 89% from 2010 to 2020 and will continue to decline in price. Wind declined in price by 70% from 2010 to 2020. And obviously, batteries have declined in price enormously and will continue to do so over the next decade. This will mean that basically every coal power plant, every power plant in the world running on fossil fuels will be bankrupt. They cannot feasibly operate when wind, solar, and battery power is so much more affordable. Therefore, the world will need an enormous amount of lithium batteries, far more than any analyst has predicted. Guys, over the coming weeks, I will be looking at lithium stocks and analyzing them in depth. I'll then report back to you on lithium stocks that I believe are worth investing in and lithium stocks I believe are not worth investing in. If any of you have any questions, just put it in the comments and I'll do my best to find you an answer. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.